Wait, is that possible? No, it can't be possible. But what if it could be possible? No, it can't be possible. It's impossible for that to be possible. But isn't anything possible with God? The Bible verse that changed my life. Is it possible? Can it be possible? Are all things possible? I had the idea to make this today for anybody out there who is struggling, questioning themselves, finding themselves in a tough spot, sitting around wondering like, oh man, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? How am I supposed to get there? Sort of a deal. Because many years back, I stumbled upon a verse and it completely changed my life. It changed the way I looked at things. And it helped me get through a lot of things, a lot of doubts, a lot of fears, a lot of things that I didn't think I could handle, or a lot of doors that I couldn't walk through, helped me walk through them. It also opened a lot of doors. And I'm going to share that verse with you. That verse is Mark 9:23, when Jesus said to him, "If you can, all things are possible to the one who believes." There was a point in my life, and I was working in the factory, and it was just, man, all my friends are having this great time, and I'm stuck, like just not knowing what I can do and where I wanted to go, and nothing in life was coming to me. It wasn't easy. I was like, I just didn't know where to go. And it was during that time I actually picked up the Bible and started to read it for myself. I was working a night shift in a factory, so I'd wake up at like 3 in the afternoon. That was like my breakfast. I'd be going to bed at like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, then waking up at 3, then getting back to work. And I'd grab a cup of coffee and I sat down with the Bible, just the New Testament, grabbed a pen, said, we're going to work today, our real work, right now. We're going to figure out what this means. And I'd sit there and I'd just underline. I'd be like, oh, why do we do this? Doesn't say anything about this that I was taught to believe. Wow, it does say this? Wait, did Jesus really mean that? And that verse struck me. It's one that I got tattooed on my side. I know, went under the knife. You people, like my grandma says. But it was one that I never wanted to forget. I wanted to make sure that I remembered that my whole life. And, you know, maybe if my mind was going crazy, at least I could see that and it would still remember it, right? Can't take it off, it's there. But it made me really start to think about possibility. What a strong word. And then to couple it with anything is possible if you can believe it to be. To me, that opens up a lot of doors to a lot of different places with a lot of different things and experiences, if made with good intention and made out of faith, can lead us to things in our lives and allow us to take these leaps into the unknown that we never thought we could take. But I also realize from those possibilities that they also have to be somewhat realistic. And what do I mean by like realistic? I think it's easy for us to just read anything is possible and go, you know what? I want to be a NFL linebacker. Okay, great. You want to be an NFL linebacker. You're 5'1", 140 pounds. It might be a little hard to make possible, but what are you trying to make possible for yourself? If you want to be a linebacker, then it's telling me, from what I understand, that you really enjoy football. Maybe football is a passion for you. Maybe that you want to do something with football. You can't control how big you are, how tall you are, and specifications for that particular position, but what else could be possible for you with football? Or anything else, for an example, that's going on in your life? Well, if you really like football, maybe you could find a way to coach. Maybe you can find a way to work yourself up through coaching. Maybe if your goal in life was to get on the field, it might not be with the pads, but you could still get on the field. It might just be in a way that you never thought could be possible for you. And that made a lot of sense to me because I think Bible verses have a tendency to make us lazy too. Like God's all of a sudden just going to drop a gift in our lap. Like this cold brew coffee, if you could even call this cold brew. If you take leftover Folgers and you put it in a mason jar and you put it in your fridge and then drink it the next day, is that considered cold brew? But I think we all need to take a breath and think about the possibilities that we truly want in our lives and then open ourselves up to those possibilities. They might be a little bit unexpected, but they might get you or help get you to where you need to go. And my heart goes out to like a lot of people that are stuck in the same place, right? Like, I mean, gosh, like you could take addiction, for example. What a nasty disease. Waking up every single day and then all of a sudden feeling like you're not in control. The little voice is in control inside of your head, right? Telling you to do these things, and it's like a different person doing it. Can it be possible for you to be sober for the rest of your life? Well, anything is possible. Okay. But what other possibilities do we need to focus on right now? Is it possible for me to be sober for a year? Yes. Is it possible for me to be sober for 6 months? Sure. Is it possible for me to be sober for 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, and then right now, right here, 1 second? Right? Anything is possible. But the possibilities don't happen overnight, and they're not going to come quick. Possibility, I think, is a thing that needs to be built through hard work, with good intentions, and the faith that you can persevere through it. Give you an example. Like when I married my wife, who was a Cambodian Buddhist, from a completely different world, well, not world, we're both from Earth, but country, didn't know English really well, can't drive a car, wasn't Catholic. All these things, this laundry list of things that I looked at, that everybody else looked at and said, you, my friend, are crazy. That's right, you're nuts. And I said, well, hold on. And then I go, okay, she's kind, she's loving, she believes in God, she's got great faith. This might be somebody that I think I could really share a life with. Can it be possible for me to marry her and find a way to make it work coming from two different worlds? Yeah, I think that can. Well, what's going to make it possible? By taking that possibility and then backing into it and backing into it and backing into it, backing into it, all the way down to the first thought about even if it can be possible, right? Possibility begins with a thought. Everybody says the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. They're wrong. It begins with the thought that you could even take a journey and make it 1,000 steps. It's one of those things where I think if we focus on it and we believe in that possibility, then it comes down to how much time are we willing to put into it in order for us to see it happen? What are we willing to go through to make this a possibility? Because if anything could be possible, that's great. But how much work are you willing to do to make it possible? And the bigger the goal, the bigger the work. Like for me, I'm 43. 20 years from now, I'm going to be 63. What do I want to make possible for myself by the time that I'm 63? What are my dreams? What are my goals? What are my aspirations? And I look at those and I go, anything can be possible, but what's it going to cost me in order to make that possibility a reality? And here's an important part too. It doesn't work out the way we want. We might think that that is the thing that I want, but then all of a sudden things happen in life and all of a sudden we change course a little bit. Maybe the thing I wanted wasn't the thing, but the path is still leading me to something based off of that thing. We have to be open to that. Change, all that stuff, it happens, and it happens. It's not always things we could predict. Anything is possible. Yeah. You just lost a loved one. Anything is possible. You're going to get through it. You can get through it. Addiction, anything is possible. You can get through it. It is possible for you to get through it. Right? Business, you could start that business. Anything is possible. Are you willing to put the work behind the possibility? And what are you willing to give up and trade in order to get it, right? And when we look at it that way, it becomes scary. We go, oh man, maybe that little verse is a little bit, is not as like joyful as I thought it was going to be. No, it's a joyful verse. It'll bring you a lot of great things in life, but it comes down to the work and the sacrifice and what you're willing to do for it. It's helped me a lot. I mean, the reason I am here making these videos with this concept of a YouTube idea or YouTube channel is that anything could be possible. Taking the first step, making the first video, that's it. Having that idea, not being afraid of that idea, having the faith to go out and to execute on it and to try it and to see what happens. That's the only way you're going to be able to see if things are possible or not. You can't sit around and wish for possibility. Oh, is it possible for me to retire tomorrow with $1 million? Well, yeah, but is it going to happen? No. Now, can I work for the next 20 years and then retire and have it? Probably. Could I even speed that up depending on what I'm doing? Probably. And if that was my goal, then that possibility could be a reality, right? I could make that a reality for myself. Or wherever you're going in life, whether you want to be a painter, whether you want to be a writer. For me, I've been trying to do some writing lately. I have this feeling that maybe I want to write a book. I have some things I want to share with the world. I want to get them on paper, and I want to try it. Could that be possible? Absolutely, it's possible. But look at the work that is involved in doing that. You think you can just sit down and write a book? But the whole entire process leads to possibility. How does that process start? By getting your butt in the chair, sitting there, staring at the blank screen going, I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know if this makes sense. I don't even know if this sounds good, but at least I'm here doing something. And then before you know it, you have something. And then when you have something, you can always go back and look at that something. And even if you take that something, throw it in the trash because you think it sucks, at least now you're closer when you start again because you just proven what's not going to work. And now it gets you closer to what's going to work. But I really want to share that verse with you guys today. Mark 9:23. You can look it up yourselves depending on the verse or the version of the Bible. It might be written a few different ways, but I think that if you can't believe anything is possible, but it's only possible if you're willing to put the work in, right? It's not going to be easy. Spiritually, I think it's pretty wild when I look at that because it's like one of the biggest fears I had was like, if I never go to church again, is it possible for me to get to heaven? I don't know. Oh, right? I'm like, man, I thought that one day. No joke. Swear. I thought about that. I go, if I never step foot in a church again, is it possible for me to still get to heaven? Because it sure didn't seem that way. But then I go, if I don't step foot in a church, how am I going to make it possible to get myself to heaven? Well, then it starts there. It's not like you could just do nothing. It's like, okay, I'm going to do some digging on this. I'm going to take some time. I'm going to figure this out. And then we'll see where it goes, where it leads. I think a lot of us, we just look for short-term, quick solutions to the possibilities we want for ourselves. And I think that's a bad way to go about it. You got to have some skin in the game, man. You got to do it. It's the only way it works. You got to be willing to get in there, get in the ring, take a few hits, take a few dings. You're willing to go for broke, which is probably going to happen if you really want to do anything special or impactful in your life. I mean, that's what happened to me. I got to the point where I was like, holy cow. Either I'm making a decision for myself, I'm in, or I'm out. And if I'm in, I got to go all the way in. I can't just like dip a toe in, but then still kind of hold back. You know what I mean? It's like, no, if I'm going in, I'm going all in. Hell or high water, man. Jumping in, we got to see if we're going to figure this out. I'm not going to give myself a second option. I'm willing to risk it all within my means, right? Family and stuff. I'm not going to jeopardize them, but you know what I'm saying with that. How far can I go? How long can I push? How much am I willing to go out there? How long can I stick with this? Years upon years upon years? Well, every day is getting me closer to something, and as long as I'm here doing this, and as long as I'm there doing that, and as long as I block the noise out as much as possible, then yeah, something's happening. Is it happening fast? Hell no. Jeez, oh, Pete, nothing happens fast. Get out of here. I fell for those get rich quick fast things too many times, embarrassing amount of times. But you know what's funny about them? I would always watch them, like on YouTube, man. You're like, whoa, this guy's promising me all this. Wow, this is like way too good to be true. And then it's like, sign up. And I'm like, no, I'm not signing up. But I'm like, I kind of want to just to see it. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. And I'm like, whew, just got out of that trap. I just wasted 20 minutes of my life watching this guy or girl tell me these things. And I'm just like, oh, God. Nope. The hard way is usually the right way. The tough way is usually the right way. The way that scares you the most is probably the right way. But anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with that. Hope you enjoyed this, got something from it. Remember, anything is possible if you can believe it, but you got to be willing to put the work in for it. And you are listening to a person right now who is putting the work in, trying to put the work in every day, waking up just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, Should I be like, doing something else? And I don't know, and all this crap, but you know what? You just got to do it. And if you can get yourself to just do it enough times in a row and stick with it and get through those tough spots, everything's getting you closer. I'm going to leave you with that. And yeah, give it a like if you like it. Subscribe because you want to. If you like listening to this, I don't even know what I'd call myself. I don't even know how to label myself. This weird wacko guy that has these weird thoughts about Bible verses and all that stuff. Whatever it is. But anyway, hope you guys have a good one, and I will catch you on the next one. And remember, keep the faith.